16th of April, Rabbi Levitt. What are we doing today? Horeb?
Horeb. You want to do Horeb?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we're going to do.
We're going to start on the actual
start the Sefer.
Yeah. In section 1, Taurus.
Let's see here. When you finish with the when you have a regular number on the bottom of the page, I guess that's the beginning of the Sefer.
Right.
Yeah, I have page 3.
Well,
Page
I'm
3.
on the sort of title page of that, which is page 1, and it says the fundamental principles relating to mental and spiritual preparation for life.
Oh, I have the sovereignty of God.
Yes, but turn back one page.
I'm back on the page. I got it. I'm with you.
Okay. So we did this page. Fundamental principles relating to mental and spiritual preparation for life.
Well, actually, it might be an idea to read that bottom bit too. In his 19 letters on Judaism, etc., Rabbi Hirsch defines Toros as follows: instructions or doctrines, the historically revealed ideas concerning God, the world, the mission of humanity and of Israel, not as mere doctrines of faith or science, but as principles to be acknowledged by mind and heart and realized in life. It's the editor's note.
Not a doctrine of faith or science. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was read. We're starting to get a little bit what Rav Hirsch's view is. That he didn't like philosophy. He liked doing. He liked doing it in life, living a life. Of course, according to the principles of the Torah, but it's not just a doctrine without any practical application. As I think that's the point over there. Okay. Oh wow! So here he's starting off on page 3. The sovereignty of Hashem, Kabbalas Ol Malchus Shamayim, which means the acceptance of the yoke of the kingdom of heaven. So that is the sovereignty of Hashem. And they quote the pasuk, which is the last pasuk that we say in the third paragraph of the Kriya Shema. So it has to do with Yetzias Mitzrayim. That Hashem took Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. Okay, so who wants to be the first one to read?
I read yesterday.
All right, I'll read.
Excuse me, the phone, it might be my wife.
Okay. Life as lived should be the flower of knowledge. But in order that life may blossom out of knowledge, knowledge alone is not enough. The knowledge with which you have enriched your mind must be applied to yourself. You must recognize what you know as appertaining to you. You must transfer it from the mind to the heart which decides your course of action. It must penetrate you through and through. It must become part of yourself. Then only will it become the basis of your activity. It will become your life. So also with the highest of all concepts, God. Your idea of God may be something more than the mere result of a chain of reasoning pursued in total abstraction from the outside world. You may have beheld God directly in nature or perceived him in history. Holy Writ may have spoken to you as it did to generations before you in its God-revealing narratives. But you may have grasped all this only with your mind and stored it in your memory. This is not enough. So long as you do not receive God into your heart as your God and embrace him with your whole being as your God, so long as this concept is a mere denizen of your brain, so long will this sovereign idea be without influence on your actual life.
Hmm.
You may again recognize the world as the temple of God's omnipotence, without, however, feeling that every spot on which you tread in this temple is hallowed to God. You may recognize in the multitude of created beings a great concourse of the servants of God, without, however, regarding and feeling yourself as also a creature and a servant of God. You may have recognized the lofty vocation of Israel as God's instrument in history for the education of the human race, without feeling yourself to be in every fiber a son or daughter of Israel. So long as this is so, your knowledge is barren. The flower of actual life does not spring from it. It is for this reason that Israel's life history opens with the words, I, the Lord, who brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, I am thy Lord.
Maybe we could have a look at this so far.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
oh. Yes, Roy?
No, I'm thinking that the big slabs that maybe we should look at them before they become too big a slab.
Look at what?
What do you mean by the big facts? Roy, what do you mean when you say the big facts?
Slab,
Slab?
yeah, big slab of information, and we just to read through it. We maybe should have a look at it at a few paragraphs at a time. Do you notice that the paragraphs are numbered?
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, although there's one paragraph that doesn't have a number. It goes from 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's probably the way together as goes together probably.
Yeah, it clumps the second and third paragraph together under number 2.
Right.
So
Mhm.
maybe we should look at them before we go to get too far ahead.
Right. So I mean, what I've gotten out of it so far is that you can treat the things you learn in the Torah as an intellectual exercise without internalizing it. And if you do that, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Mhm.
You need to somehow internalize it, make it relevant to you in order to benefit from it.
Yes. Yeah, you've got to you've got to actually connect with what is being said in the Torah. Not says what did it say before here somewhere? That, yeah, you may you may recognize the multitude of created beings, a great concourse of the servants of God, without ever regarding and feeling yourself as also a creature and a servant of God. So you sort of look and say, oh, all these people here, they serve Hashem. All these Kohanim and these Leviim, they all serve Hashem. Oh, that's very nice. I'm going over to watch the next football game. You can't, you don't do any, you don't get anything that way. You've got to also be part of the Yiddish world.
Right. I have a problem with this concept though, because I mean, to me, it's similar to the idea that, like October 7th. So you hear about this terrible thing that happened and you say, I should do something. I shouldn't just hear this terrible news and say, okay, well, that's terrible. Now go, what was I reading? You should do something, but what do? And, you're constantly hearing terrible things happening. There's a limit to how much you can do, I mean, let's say you say, I'm going to add, I'm going to say Tehillim. There's only so many Tehillim you can say before you'll be saying Tehillim all day. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But this is all to do with each person themselves. Some people, that's all they can do. And they can do this very well. So maybe that's how they connect. But there are others whose actions are more practical, and that's what they should do. Whatever it is that you do, it should do with the full intention of helping in your way.
I think what these times call for is that a person has to make what they call a cheshbon hanefesh. He has to take a spiritual accounting of what he's doing. And this that we say Tehillim, however many Tehillim we're going to say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's really, it's true, it has an intrinsic benefit, the Tehillim themselves that are said, and especially if they're not just said, but they're said from the heart, certainly they have an effect. But they're also supposed to have an effect on ourselves, because when we hear what it is that we're saying, and we hear what's going on in the world, we realize that that we're being asked to something is being asked of us. It's not and so therefore Hashem is asking every person to make a spiritual accounting. How do what can I do to improve my how I serve Hashem, how I do the mitzvahs. This itself, to make such an accounting, even if you'll find everything that I do is perfect. So you'll say, oh, well, the whole thing was a waste of time. Absolutely not. The mere fact that a person makes a spiritual accounting of what it is that he does itself is a tremendous merit for himself and also for all of Klal Yisrael. And if he does find something that he can improve in, that he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and if he has a question whether he's doing what he's supposed to do, he should ask. Is this the proper thing to do or not? And like that, he's really involving himself in the process of tshuva.
Mm-hmm.
And we know, of course, that tshuva is something. It's one of the things that tears up a evil decree. It brings Mashiach. It has a very, very great power. So this, I think, is something that these times are times that we have to think about such things.
But this is not what you're saying is it should be done, but not just because there's terrible times. It should be done anyway. It's as a matter of course.
All the more so should such a thing be done at a time like this. You understand?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
If we should be doing this as a matter of course, even in quote unquote normal times, all the more so should we be making sure that this is what we're doing and doing it with more involvement and more self-examination and more vigilance than other times that we would do such a thing. This is what these times call for.
Someone's got to cook and someone's got to be a doctor or something or whatever. You can't have. They've got to do that as well.
You know, you always hear, oh, the soldiers, they're putting on tzitzis. Oh, they're putting on tefillin. Oh, they're keeping Shabbos. And all the people that are. So you know what we should say to ourselves? Wow, they're really getting the message.
Mm.
But what about us? Are we getting the message?
Mm.
What are we doing?
Mm.
So that's what Lou asked. What can we do? How many Tehillim could you say? So I'm saying it's not simply about the number of Tehillim that you say. It's about making a change in the, not in terms of the number or quantity of things that we do, but also in the quality of what we do. And if there's something that needs to be corrected, of course, that should have first priority. This is what we say every day in Shachris. We say, Uva l'tzion goel, l'shavev heshav b'Yakov. When will the goel come to Tzion? When will Mashiach come? When Yaakov is shoved from his pesha, when he renounces his wrongdoing.
Mm.
So we see that the Tehillim are just a means to awaken us, to involve ourselves in the self-examination and correction and improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tremendous thing. If we're doing that, we could do. It takes 5 minutes. Takes 5 minutes, and it's a tremendous thing.
Oh, excuse me.
What are the Tehillim that we say in shul in the morning?
Different,
Does everybody say the same ones?
No, different shuls say different kapitlach. the ones that have been recommended by Gedolei Yisrael to say are the two of them are in the Shir Malos, Kapitel 121
And one
and 130. And then there's the Yoshev B'Tseisa Elyon, Sadi Aleph, which talks about Emunah and Bitachon, that Hashem is protecting us and is accompanying us on our way wherever we go.
There's also that one that I've forgotten now what you call it. It talks about that Hashem should bring the captives from whether they're on the waters or on the earth, on the land or on sea. That Hashem should bring the captives home.
Achenu,
Oh,
you talking about?
That's not a Kapitel Tehillim.
No,
That's what we say after the Tehillim.
Right. Yeah, but that's something that we say as well.
Yeah, that's a very important part of the saying of Tehillim. After you say the Tehillim, you make a request.
Mm-hmm.
And that, what we say, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, is our request.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes, that's what. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I decided now I'm going to take on that I'm going to learn these Tehillim better so that I can say them and understand the English.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, right. That's the first thing that you have to do is find out, if you don't know, find out which kapitlach your shul are saying.
Right. I need to find that out. I'll ask somebody in Mitzvah Shem.
And the truth is that depending on who the chazan is, the one could say 121 and 130, and another one can say 142 and 91. So they are in the same shul.
Right. Plus I go to different shuls. Right now, because it's Bein Hazmanim, I'm going to Rabbi Berkowitz's shul. But when the Zman starts, I'll be going back to Rabbi Baum's shul. So I'll have to find out what they say in both shuls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but basically all shuls are saying one of maybe five various kapitlach. It's not I told you 121, I told you 130, I told you 91, also 142. I was in a shul that they said another kapitel from the Shir Malos. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks. That's helpful. Gives me a way a starting point to work on. Because I can look and see when they start, I can look and I can have bookmarks and I can flip to see which one they're saying.
Yeah, some shuls actually have printed out on a piece of paper the ones that they want to say.
Oh, I'll look for that. Maybe there's a page on the sheet on the Bima.
Right. That's right. and you know, it's important, of course, to have, you know, the words to the capital in front of you, because even if you know that, even if you know it, but you know, the cousin repeats, he says a capital, and then the kahal says after him, and it's very easy to get mixed up between the pasuk that he's saying and the pasuk that the kahal's saying.
Right.
Mm. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me.
Me either. I get mixed up all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the end, I
So
just hate myself. I just don't try keeping up. I can't. I can for a certain degree, and then, as you say, I get mixed up.
Yeah, I can't keep up either, but I think if I try to be a little more diligent about studying it, I'll get faster.
Mm. Sometimes I'm quite good, but not all the time.
and of course, you know, if you don't know, if it happens that you don't know what it is that they're saying, just say one that you know.
Mm.
Just
Right,
say one that you have in front of you. Then, you know, it's it also counts.
right. That's a good point.
What's that? I haven't got this to do with. I think it's 142 or 120 or something. Did you say when Eretz Israel is in danger, and people are in danger? Forgotten what it is. This a specific one, as you say. Some shul say a series of a set of 5.
Really, 5? Oh, you mean
At normal times, yeah. They say the one I go down here has it all printed out nicely. 5. I think they're 5. Yeah.
I think my shul says 3.
Mm.
after every tefillah?
After
Shachris.
after Shachris.
After Shachris. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not there in the afternoon, so I don't know what they do there.
Anyway, maybe we should go on for a bit more, another few paragraphs.
Okay.
All right, we're on page 4. You want to take a turn reading, Roy?
Okay, all right. Well, you just said the last 3 lines of the page, page 3. So I'll say them again because that's the start of paragraph 3. It is for this reason that well, what we were talking about, yeah. It's for this reason that Israel's life history opens with the words, I, the Lord, who brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. I, the Lord, am thy God. The word thy.
Oh.
All right. Turning over to page 4. I, quote, I of that sentence I did before. I, a personality standing independently outside of and above the universe, I am the Lord, who in my love called the universe into being, and with my love sustained the host of living creatures. It's us. I, with my love, destined the human race above all others for a full and free unfolding of its power and guide its generations in a steady progress, linking past, present, and future. For this loving education of the human race, I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, intervened in the process of world history, and revealed myself to you above all others as omnipotent creator, governor, sustainer, and ruler of nature, and as you and as creator, governor, judge, and educator of man and nations. Wherefore you must not give the lie to your people's history, even if all the world should deny me. And who brought thee out of the house of bondage, became your creator a second time, so that while every man as my creature is called upon to be my servant, you have a double duty to devote yourself with all your power as an instrument of my service. Well, I'll read paragraph 4 because
And can you summarize this paragraph? What do you think the point is of this paragraph?
But to recognize that Hashem is Hashem for in a particular way, not just somebody up in the sky up there with the magnificent clouds and that. And that Hashem is our creator, and he created us with love, and he's guiding us.
But it does say that he's standing independently outside of and above the universe.
Yes.
Which kind of says, he's a guy up there. He's an individual up there.
Well, don't forget what we were talking about when we were saying is makom.
Right. Well, that's what I'm thinking about. Does this contradict what we learned in Nefesh HaChaim?
No, I think he's agreeing with that. Not that he's got Nefesh HaChaim in mind, perhaps, I don't know. Might have. But he's saying that he's standing outside, didn't he? Did he say that?
I think what he means over here when he says he's standing outside is he uses the word independently. In other words, Hashem doesn't need to be sustained by anyone or anything. So in that sense, he's standing independently and outside and above the universe, which does need to be sustained, and it wouldn't be there without Hashem creating it. And that's what he says in the continuation. When my love called the universe into being, and with my love sustains the host of all living creatures on a constant basis. So that's what he means when he says that the Hashem is standing independently outside and above.
Right.
Okay, paragraph 4 and maybe 5. I, the Lord, am thy God. I am your creator, your lawgiver, your judge, the director of your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions. Every one of your internal and external possessions has come to you from my hand. Every breath of your life has been apportioned to you by me. Look upon yourself and all that is yours as my property, and devote yourself wholly to me. With every fraction of your property, every fraction of your property, every moment of your time, with mind, feeling, bodily strength and means, with word and action. Be the instrument, the agent of my will, with all that has accrued or will accrue to you, and so join freely the choir of creation as my creature, my servant, and as a man and an Israelite. 5, paragraph 5. Here is the threshold of Jewish life, the condition and basis of all that follows. Come then, young man and young woman of Israel. If all that I have hitherto written has not been written in vain, which the Spirit of the Torah has spoken to the ear of your own spirit, and you have learnt to behold God in the world, in humanity, and in Israel, if you have learnt the true worth of humanity and of Israel, and your heart swells at the thought that you yourselves bear the name of the human being, an Israelite, then advance here to the threshold of Israel's life temple and dedicate yourselves to live as men and Israelites. Come forward and accept God. Give yourselves to your God and dedicate yourselves to him and his servants. And with all that is yours at every moment and with every breath of your lives, servants and of his will, men and Israelites.
He keeps talking about as a man and as an Israelite.
Yeah.
There seem to be a very, this I think was a very a delicate subject in German society to it's not enough to just be a mensch. You also have to be a Yisrael. So he's like saying, yes, you're right. You have to be a mensch. You're right, but you also have to be a Yisrael. It's not enough to just be a mensch. The goyim have to be a mensch. You have to be more than that. You have to be a mensch, and you also have to be a Yisrael. You have a double duty. That's what he said right before the end of the third section. And that was what the whole experience of Yetzias Mitzrayim was. Everyone is a created being, and therefore everyone has an obligation to serve Hashem as a mensch. But you have a special calling that called you from Mitzrayim. So you have a double duty to devote yourself with all your power as an instrument of my service. Okay. And with that, we will conclude.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.